What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the debut episode of the Smoke Lounge. I'm your host, Joe BNCO, and this has been a long time coming, and we are finally here. We are live, and it has been a long time, man. I've been waiting to do this for a while, and I actually secured my first guest, and I've secured a bunch more since then. So why don't we go ahead and get started and introduce our first guest? He is somebody who I know very well and someone who I am interested to learn more about, and I'm sure you will be too. My first guest is Coquito. Welcome to the Smoke Lounge, Mr. Coquito.
Hello, everybody, wherever, whenever, however, whoever, whatever you are. My name is Coquito, all the way from the east side of Puerto Rico. Ladies and gentlemen, parental discretion is advised. I've been drinking. Hello, Mr. Joe BNCO.
How are you doing, sir?
Very ecstatic and very excited to be here in the first ever inaugural episode of the Smoke Lounge, ladies and gentlemen. I am, in other aspects of life, called the Invisible Man, so I'm really honored to be the first guest and to see how many questions you can throw at me and how many answers I can give back to you. And everyone watching, it's just a plug in my head. Please hit the like and subscribe and enjoy the content because I'm not the last. I'm only the first. Mr. Joe BNCO?
Yes. Let's go ahead and start off this. Go ahead and start off. I got a lot of questions, so I'll try to get to as many as I can. So let's go ahead and start off with the first question. I'm going to ask you, when did you decide to start podcasting and why?
Now, you have to be very specific. Podcasting in what sense?
To the sense of your YouTube channel, your everything you've created over the years.
Okay. I think exactly 2020. I was dating a therapist. Shout out to the therapist. And she saw, I guess, pushed out of me the creativity that I have. They said, look, you like, I was always tell her stories about my life, and she was like, you're a survivor. I'm like, yeah, I'm alive for some weird reason. I don't know why. And she would say, you should put these stories out there, and she's talking about your emotions because you were in the war and you have PTSD. So I said, all right, fine. So I didn't have a name at the moment, so I just made videos. If you go back to the very first videos, I had a do-rag on my head because I was getting my long hair. That's another story. And I was doing random stuff. But to answer your question, 2020.
Okay. That's a very interesting answer, to be honest with you. I did not know that. What would you say is the most important part about podcasting?
For me, in general, I'll say it in two parts. For me, in general, it's about putting out there the information that needs to be said. And not because I think it needs to be said. It's because it just needs to be said in general, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to be an influencer. I'm not trying to be those guys that you see with Logan Paul and all those other YouTuber guys and just chills out. No, I don't do that crap. Thank you for that like, Mr. Whoever you are. I made my channel to help people. Like I said, at the beginning of my channel, I talked about emotions, and then I talked about story time, and I talked about things in my life that's happened in Puerto Rico in terms of where I've lived, honestly. But after a while, and as you've seen in the last almost about 3 years, I've learned that I can help people more by just giving the honest information, unbiased information, and just giving out the truth. That's all I do, honestly.
And you've been doing that for quite a while. I've watched a lot of your content, and I've liked a lot of your content. I know some of your content is a little more viewer discretion is advised. So I know you had to do the Patreon because of that, because it's a little more graphic.
No, of course, and we can talk about that in a second, ladies and gentlemen. But before we get there, Dennis Shout out to Dennis W345. Hello. I mean, this is your show. You give the shout outs. I'm sick and tired of doing that. Damn it.
D-Walk, welcome to the Smoke Lounge. And Felio Rodriguez, thank you for your comment. I'm sure Lakio does love Alex. He's a good person. He's a very, very interesting person. He's a very, very smart person.
Falou. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo está, cabrón? Te amo. Sorry, continue.
Thank you, everybody, for watching as well. How has your life changed since you started your journey?
Let's go by year. Let's go by year because I've done it in a 3-year span. 3 different types of things have happened. In the first year that I started my podcast, I had death threats. I was blackmailed. I was in a set, not blackballed. You know, what's it called when someone's smeared campaign against me from all the way from Florida. That was nuts. I had people here to this day call me a degenerate, a violent man, and just a piece of crap. That's just from year 1 to now. Year 2, had some fun, met some people. Shout out to Misfit Nation, and met some other people. Shout out to Onyx Blade, Laren Gaines, Caribbean Compass member of mine, everyone else that you've seen in my journeys. Los Boxing, Little Raz. I have met such extraordinary people on my way of just podcasting. Honestly, I mean, some death threats, obviously, but if you don't get death threats, you're not famous.
This is very true. I haven't gotten any myself yet, so I guess I'm not there yet.
Yeah, you will. You will. Give about 2 years.
Okay, so this is very interesting. I did not know all that stuff. It's very interesting. I'm glad the audience is getting to know that. And how would you say, how is it balancing life with work, a girlfriend, a child, and maintaining your podcasting and your mental health all at the same time? How is it juggling all of those things? Because as a father, as a podcaster, as a worker, and I don't have a girlfriend right now, I'm single, but still, I mean, balancing all of these things with balancing your mental health, I know can be a challenging thing, but I know that I've gotten pretty good at it.
Yeah. You know what? Let me ask a question with a question. Can a person juggle forever?
No.
Why?
Because they're going to get tired.
Exactly. That's how I maintain a family, a girlfriend. Shout out to my girlfriend, Cardala. Love you. My son, and living my life here in Luquillo, being a normal guy, then getting... you know this for a fact, and I'll say this right now for everyone that's watching. I've had 3 mental health breaks in the last 2 years. 2. 1 from a particular podcast that shunned us. I'm not gonna say their name. 2 from a particular family member in my life that just, not family member, my apologies. A particular member in my life that kind of like messed up my head for a couple years. And 3, the passing of my father before Christmas, a few days before Christmas, actually. So I had to take those days, and no, I'm sorry, 4. 4 is the one I haven't told anybody between me and my girlfriend in a relationship, because again, trying to juggle loving my girlfriend, trying to be with her, trying to live up to her expectations, which there is no level expectations for her. She honestly just loves me, and me just putting up an egotistical wall for those expectations. I broke honestly, but due to the love of these people right here, these people right here, Mr. Joe BNCO, Kane, shout out to Kane the Destroyer, and the mysterious invisible Tim, we love you wherever you are. People have helped me, and I've maintained a level of positivity in the last few months that's helped me. So that's where I am right now, and that's the answer to the question.
Okay. And that's a lot. and I know of them, and I know that you've overcome them, and that is the biggest obstacle that anyone can ever have, is to overcome mental breaks.
Yes.
And for the fact that you've overcome 4 just makes you even that much stronger.
Oh, in the last 2 years. Like if I add all the other ones, I've had like about 25. About 25.
Everyone.
I live in a gang-related society, ladies and gentlemen. You see a lot of murders.
That goes into my next question, actually.
Go for it.
How is life on Luquillo, Puerto Rico?
As of this moment right now, in my time of my life, very peaceful. Very just wake up in the morning, walk at 6 in the morning, see the sunrise, hear the waves crash. Or if you're an alcoholic, go to the nearest store and get a drink at 6 in the morning because you can. Or if you're a runner, run at 6 in the morning because you like to hear the wind and feel the wind on your face. 10 years ago, it was a sense of the Wild West that cops kept passing by here. FBI kept on passing by here. Everyone got stopped by the cops. I got jumped by the cops like 4 times. In like when I was between 27 and 29, before I even had my son, got jumped by the cops. One time just going to the store because I live in a hood, and I leave in my bicycle and I go downhill. I'm like, yay! And a freaking Jeep comes up behind me, and the guy comes out of the car like freaking like special forces, boom, and it runs out. Police! No, I'm sorry, he didn't even say police. Like freeze. And I live in a society, and you live in a society where someone says freeze, you go faster because you're not gonna get your bike stolen. Hell no. So I got jumped, and then like 20 seconds later, around 20 seconds later, they said they're police. That's how I got free. Oh, what do you got on you? I'm like, I got my food card and like my lighter and half a cigarette, which you broke, which pissed me off. And then I said, well, you never told me you guys were police. All right, you can go. Yeah, you son of a bitch. All right, kiss my ass. But the point is, that's happened to me. Like, that's just 20 years ago. When I was 20 years old here, it was party time here. Parties, drinking, shootings, like just like festivals. It was fun. Now it's just boring. It's just boring as hell. I miss the old times. I'm old, ladies and gentlemen. I love chaos. Sorry. Not sorry.
I'm an 80s kid from Brooklyn, so I know what you mean.
Yeah. We're 90s kids from Luquillo. So that's how it is.
So what is let's see here. I have more questions.
Of course, but keep them coming, ladies and gentlemen. Keep them coming.
What is Tell us about your content niche and the focus of your channel, and how do you choose it, and why is it important to you?
The niche of my content. All right, that's fine. I can do that. Thank you, Philo, for confirming that, because you know damn well is right. He grew up here in the 80s. He grew up in the 90s and the double lots here. It was wild. Shout out to the Sandbar. Now, I had to learn what my niche was in the beginning. Like I said, first I did emotions, then I did stories, then I did history of Luquillo, which I've kind of filled it up. So that's why I've stopped doing it, because there's no more history to do unless I do it on Patreon. I have done Caribbean Compass. I've done Midnight Vibe. Shout out to Midnight Vibe, Saturdays at 9, free plug. I've done all these other things, but now I've got my niche into 3 things. Sorry, 3 things. I'm a little drunk. News, Midnight Vibes, which are social issues, just random stuff that we talk about. Last week we talked about when animals attack, and the Jetsons that you saw, then versus now. Great topic. And the third thing I do is just shorts, because again, I was doing evening enterprises where I would showcase people's businesses or entrepreneurs that just wanted to get their, like, they were kind of scared to get their names out there because they were like camera shy. I'm like, just talk with me, and they really got out there. But now I do, like I said, news, Midnight Vibes, and shorts, specifically remixes that I get hate bombed all the time, which is fun. So much fun.
Well, that's definitely that's a lot. I mean, you do cover a lot of things, and that's a good thing. You have multiple content, and wrestling, which you don't care for very much anymore.
No, we know why. We have to put that out there.
What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a YouTuber for your personally, for you personally as a person?
I would say three things. One, getting to meet people like you, Kane, everyone else. We met each other from like groups and everything else, but YouTube people in general, like Onyx and Misfit Nation, like they helped me grow. Whether I like to admit it or not, they helped me. I don't hate to admit it. Like they helped me grow as a person. They helped me grow as a YouTuber to get my confidence. Because I used to hate them. You can ask them. I used to hate their asses. They used to hate me. Now we're like super cool with each other, you know. And I'll answer that question in a second, Mr. Kane the Destroyer. Shout out to Kane the Destroyer. Shout out on the Grown Folks Top. And I gotta stop plugging. This is your damn show. All right. God.
Keep plugging.
Okay. Shout out to Kane the Destroyer from the Grown Folks Talking Sit podcast. Check him out on Anchor. Here we go. Yeah, you're born in Lomas? Yeah, diablo. Then give me a thumbs up follow if you remember the store on the top. I forgot what the name was, but the store on top of Lomas where you can get like really cheap sodas, and the guy was kind of like, you know what I mean. But anyway, what say that question again because I got lost in Kane and the question.
Hold on, let me get it back up. What has been the most rewarding aspect of being a YouTuber for you personally?
Okay. I think the main question is helping people. It's just I always wanted to help people in some weird way. And it was particularly, I remember this year 1, month 6. I put out an Emotions of Coquito. I think it was about hate and love. And someone wrote a comment saying, "Thank you for telling me this because I used to have like hate problems and anger problems, and I didn't really understand why I had them until you explained it in your particular way. And because of that, I thank you." And from then on, I said, if I can help this one person randomly, and this guy was all the way from Thailand. Shout out to Armin7. I wanted to help more. Then people are telling me all the way from New York, Bronx, "Hey, thank you for telling me about the news of Puerto Rico. They doesn't come out in the channels that I see." Or, "Hey, thank you for telling me about social issues about this and this. I didn't know about that." And it's sad. It's a bittersweet thing to know that people don't know it and they get information from me, but they should have got information from someone else. Honestly, they should have got the information from someone else other than me. I'm just a dude that reads a lot and just wants to express himself. And shout out to Follow Mayan, gracias. And when was that? It was called this. In Manantial, it was a store, and Mayan was the other. Thank you. I forgot about that. And here we go. The question, and Follow, leave a question down below if you want to ask me anything. Question: what inspired you to do wrestling podcast? I think this is kind of stupid. It was that wrestling girl. There's a YouTube channel called That Wrestling Girl. I forgot there's something else at the end of it, but whatever. She got really famous for like a hot minute in wrestling because wrestling disappears in a week. She got famous for a hot minute for saying that Cornette was like Cornette. She was the daddy. She was Daddy Cornette or something like that. Daddy Cornette was something like that. And I got really mad. And you can see her like to dislike ratio. She had like 25 likes on like 1,050 dislikes. And even Cornette at one point said in a podcast, "I don't know that woman. I'm not her. I'm not Daddy Cornette to her. She's crazy. Fuck that shit." So when I heard that, I'm like, you know what? Why don't I make a wrestling podcast to talk about it? And you know that blank wanted to do a wrestling podcast too, and then we did the blank podcast.
Hey, this is my thing. You can say whatever you want.
No. We're not gonna. No. Okay. No. Right now, let's just leave it like that. It's a buried thing somewhere else. We don't need to unearth that shit. For me, and for you, Joe. Honestly. All right. There's your answer, Ken. Continue. Riled up.
Hot Mook Summer, where you at? Hashtag FTM.
So wish you hashtag FTM.
Oh man. How do you come up with ideas for your videos? And do you have a creative process or any sources of inspiration?
Okay, here's the secret. I'm gonna get really close. It's called waking up and going outside.
Wow,
That's it.
that seems like it's a lot.
No, it isn't. Like everyone's just like, oh, like my girlfriend gets so mad at me. Shout out to Cardala, because I never write anything down. Since my YouTube has started, I've never written anything down except wrestling highlights, because there's a lot. Other than that, I've never written anything down. I've never written anything down for Coquito News. I've never written anything down for Midnight Vibes. I've never written anything down for anything. That's my inspiration. If you can think it, you can just do it at the moment. That's it.
We have a question.
I got a question from Coquito, from Paulo. Coquito, do you think PR is going to legalize weed fully recreational? I think in about maybe 15 years, once the religious party kind of fails so many times, and one governor is gonna be like, "Yo, dude, I smoke marijuana, let's do it." Then yeah, there's a lot more pot smokers in Puerto Rico than most people think. Dude, in my town, there's 1, 2, 3, technically 4 dispensaries. Technically 4. 3 I know for sure because I go like I pass by 3 of them.
He recreationally passes by.
Yes, of course, recreationally passing by, of course. But like that, yeah. The answer your question, I think in about 15 years, the party of all these new governors are coming out. Like, I'm not talking about Puerto Rican government. Nope. Follow. No.
Listen, you can talk about whatever you want. This is my damn show.
I know, but it gets deep into shit, and I want you to ask questions, not talk about political things.
I'm going to make a guess too. I'm going to say that PR will legalize marijuana once the 50 states in the United States do.
Yeah, it makes sense. We always jump the bandwagon. I mean, there's no secret. I mean, if people don't understand, we grow our own shit here. There's literally fields in the South that we just grow our own shit. We pack it up and we send it. We don't. Okay, see, I saw that face, Joe. You think we're so stupid to buy shit from someplace else, and then the overhead alone is
on a tropical island, dude. Yeah. If you're not growing it on a tropical island, where the fuck are you going to grow it?
Yeah. Plus you have hydroponic too. People do hydroponic as the same thing as well, legally and illegally.
Ain't heard that shit.
A lot of abandoned schools.
That's an old term right there.
Yeah. I love hydroponic because, again, I'll tell you a little story. Long time ago, and Philo might remember this. This happened back around like 99 and 2005, around that time. On the way to Casablanca, there's a daycare now, right on the left. He knows what that is. Now, in that little corner where that daycare is, it used to be an abandoned building. Now, that abandoned building was abandoned for a long time, so we thought. Cops went in there and found, I think, about 140 to like 300 something stems of grass growing right there. No one knew who the owner was. But they found a lot of green. I remember that day because that was the drought that lasted 2 weeks. Paulo remembers that. Now, these are stories of Luquillo that no one knows. But again, these are just things I remember. Continue.
All right, so let me go ahead and ask another question here. Let's go ahead and ask you, what challenges have you faced as a YouTuber, and how have you overcome them?
I had to overcome hateful comments. 1, I had to overcome this YouTube algorithm, which is just nuts. I had to overcome like that. Like, I had to overcome the fact of the algorithm that it's gonna take time. Some people skyrocket, some people slowly burn up, and I understand that. Some people burn up and then die at a certain number, and they stay like that forever, no matter how much stuff they do. Some people actually get to a certain number, they quit, sell their channel, and then gets completely flipped around. Or some people have a great channel with great interviews and great content, give up, and then switch it up to gaming as well. That's their prerogative.
I used to watch a gentleman on YouTube. I've watched him for a while. His name was the Speedy Diver.
Yeah.
Pretty popular. He's got a lot of people that follow him and stuff. But one day he stopped making videos.
Yeah, it happens.
I was like, dude, where'd he go?
Dude, one of my favorite YouTubers, and Follow Rodriguez knows this. He was called Mi Pana Guillito. right? He was just a guy. Like imagine Dennis Leary, but Puerto Rican and angry, really angry at politics, like just fucking pissed off at politics. And he had props. And Dennis Leary, okay, imagine Dennis Leary in Demolition Cop. For me, that was his best when he was just talking shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Now, yeah, remember that scene? Then okay, so imagine that. Put a little bit more like vulgarity to like maybe 4 more points up, and then make him Puerto Rican. That he's just like shooting the shit. That's mi pana Guiguito. And he was a very great person. Thank you, Guiguito. A very great man. And it was sad how he died too. He died on a fucking light in his car. And
What?
yeah, he was at a light in his car. I know the question's coming, Kane. Let me finish this up. He died at a light in his car in 2014. I remember that. And ever since then, no one, and I say this right now openly in Puerto Rico, no one has done the same thing as he does. And I want to be that. I don't want to be as vulgar as Guiguito, but I want to be as honest as him. Because when he was talking about the government, when he was talking about the governor, people listened. Because they all had the same mentality, like this, fuck the government, he's right. But that's me. That's just shout out to Guiguito. Te amo, cabrón.
All right. Very interesting.
I know.
All right, Kane.
What are some of the things you like to do outside of YouTube? A lot of things, really. I started doing gaming, as you know, my Twitch channel. I Rican Reactions, plug. I go outside, see my family. I now go to the beach because I grew up here on the beach and I hate it, but I'm starting to like it more. I like to edit videos, as Joe knows. I made the intro video I think it was yesterday or today. Did I give it to you today?
Yesterday. And then you made you made the other one today.
Yeah, today. Yeah. I just made it off the fly. I saw a beautiful intro, I saw a beautiful song. And what I do, ladies and gentlemen, listen to music to really calm my mind and to find inspiration. That's usually what I do most of the time. That's how I am also inspired in my channel, by just I listen to this song walking on the streets. I think about a subject. When I get home, boom. Or as you see, as I try to tell everybody, I see a video on YouTube, and this motherfucker's a piece of shit. Let me remix this. Boop. Bop, 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 just to say my comment. But outside of YouTube, yeah, see my family.
You're also into movies and TV as well.
Yeah, I was doing the reaction stuff a lot. I can't really do that now because YouTube's a bitch. But I really want to go back to that, or at least have my own. Luquillo has the best pan de agua. Now, wait a minute before I continue this. What part of town? Because I know Alaman doesn't have good stuff. Brisas has. I say the best pan de agua is in not Sabana, in Casablanca. That's my thoughts. Also good. And best pizza. I'm not going to comment on that. I eat Williams Pizza. You know the funny thing about that? Best business ever, because the pizza place is right next to the funeral home. And the only funeral home in town.
Oh, shit.
Which is right across the street from the flowers. So you just go across the street, get your flowers, and while you're waiting for the body and everything else to say your respects, you go outside and get some pizza. That's what it is. The greatest business ever. That's why it's the best pizza, because it's the best business ever, because there's nowhere else to get food. Because unless you walk out, there's the plaza where the bar is. But that's just me. That's how it is. But I have to continue. I was watching movies and reactions, but I found out that my girlfriend has not seen any of the movies that we've seen. So I'm rewatching.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, like she never saw Tremors. We just saw there was a movie that we saw. We saw Dread. We saw what was the one we saw 2 days ago that was freaking
the first or second one?
No, the second one. The first one. Come on now. I'm better than that. Come on now.
But she hasn't seen it though.
She saw the first one. She saw it when she was
okay.
a kid. She never saw the second one. We've seen a couple other movies here and there. I showed her some DC movies, like shout out to Kane, all stuff like that, and really, and I rewatched, and like I said, I rewatched Two Broke Girls again, which was the dumbest idea ever. Just made me mad, and the reason why I stopped watching it angered me again. So
Should watch Twisted Metal.
I will watch it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm watching The Mentalist again. Love that show. Great show. But I'm
Monk
back
was
to
a good one too.
No, that's a good one too. I'm choosing picking. What's a good one? Zombieverse. It's on Netflix. It's
Yes.
South Korean.
I actually watched that one. It was really good.
I got the episode 5. I got the episode 5, and ladies and gentlemen, if you saw it too, Joe, and you remember this one guy who was the most piece of shit guy in the whole, like, I'm not gonna say his name, but every episode he is a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit.
Dirtbag constantly trying to kill people.
God, I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. And then when they come back, you try to push me. No, you know what? You're erratic. I think you're just erratic. You don't remember things like, oh, you playing the freaking female card, you piece of shit. But I digress. Also, Snowflake Mountain, great show.
Oh yeah, I did watch that one as well.
That was a good one because it showed me that young kids are just lazy. But if you push them to the right motivation, they will do it. And that's something you have to show the future of America. Not even America, future of the world, of all kids. Like, get up and do shit.
Especially this generation is terrible about it.
We can talk about that too. Like I was going to talk about that next week. But the
listen, my daughter is 7.
Yeah,
and she can cook stuff for herself.
That's good. My son is 13, and he's a lazy ass. I love you, son. But that's just how it is. My
daughter's 7. She knows how to make stuff in the microwave for herself, and all that stuff.
That's true. That works. I mean, that's good. That's good that she knows that. Like, people say that I was weird by teaching my kid like military rules, not in the sense of military rules, like, here, go here, do this, go here, do this. No matter what, he's 13. I tell him, hey, get that thing up. No matter how mad he is, he gets his ass up. He gets that thing for me. He comes right. Boop. You know why? Because he knows as big as he is, I'll whoop his ass. Just like my mama is 62, and she'll still, no, my mom is 63, and she'll still whoop my ass.
I grew up teaching my daughter. I wanted to teach my daughter independence. Yes. I wanted to teach her that she didn't need to rely on anybody but herself.
Of course.
And that's something that all parents should instill in their children, because you don't want your children to rely on anybody else in this world, because you don't know what anybody's intentions are. Mm-hmm. So by teaching them independence, you're teaching them that they can do everything on their own without help.
Mm-hmm. And it's scary. And it's scary that the kids now, if they don't get proper. But that's to the next question. Love my kid.
How do you engage with your audience and build a community around your channel? Are there any strategies or techniques you find particularly effective?
Okay. When you go, now I'm gonna tell everyone watching. When you go to a Pizza Hut, right, or any establishment that sells food, mm-hmm. the first option you go is to say, hello, I want something, or hello, can I have this? And they give you back and forth. The method that I use is that I go in there, say, hello, my name is Coquito. I am from Puerto Rico, and I just want to know if I can get this. Also, do you have any likings or habits or things you want to talk about while I'm waiting in line? Or start with a joke. Hey, you know what happens when a horse and a duck have fun at a pool? What? A lot of pool cleaning and a lot of malaria. Stupid joke. There you go. But it made you smile. And then that's when I started my channel, and how I engage with people was basically like a door-to-door salesman. And I guarantee you, ladies and gentlemen, I grinded to get the first 700 people. When I say grinded, I went to every single person, every single YouTube, wrote down a comment, I watched their stuff. I went and showed them, if you're going to come to my channel, it's not just a button, it's a promise that you're going to get stuff back from me. You're going to get watched at, because ladies and gentlemen, when you subscribe to my channel, I get that in my list. I subscribe to yours back. Why? When you put out new shit, and I see it, I put it on my channel. Not for my benefit, but for yours. So you can grow. And how much does that cost? $0.99, which is $0, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry, a little drunk. What basically saying just zero. Because that's the right thing to do. It's just the right thing to do. I don't want money for this. I just don't. Go on.
You know, and a lot of people don't understand that. You know, it's all about helping each other grow. It's all about sharing the wealth and helping others grow and helping others evolve. And that's where everybody has started at. You know, someone has helped you grow.
Yeah.
Others have helped me grow. Kane, I'm sure, has had people help him grow. Everybody helps each other grow, and we have harmony and we have peace and we have growth because of that. And we meet more good people and we help them grow, or they help us grow more. One way or another, we are helping each other. It's one hand washing the other, and it works out very well.
It does. Because I want to help out you, and I want to help out Kane, and I want to help out Dennis, and I really want to help out. I don't even need the help, Laren, and I just want to help him out because he loves the show, and I love the show too. We love doing it. You know, I want Cardala to do What's in the Stars with Cardala. Why? Because I want her to have her own thing. She's been inspired. People, it's really weird. Philo knows this too, if he's still here. A lot of people in my town didn't do this, like video editing and stuff like that, until after I did it. What a weird coincidence that no one did this shit. Now Airbnbs are doing video editing. People are doing on-the-spot news. Like, I'm like, huh. And I'm glad. I'm just keep.
You got a
doing
question?
it.
You have questions?
Here we go. I got it. Here we go. What are you? Question: You've ever just moved back to the U.S.? What state would you consider moving to? Now, now this is a hypothetical because I love my town, and me and my girlfriend have had wars about this. But if it was a hypothetical situation, then I would probably. Now, here's the weird thing. I can move to Florida, be with my brother and some of my cousins and whatever. It's Florida. I live my life crazy. I can move to New York, be with the 155 cousins that I have up there and the 9 uncles and just live my life up there. But I would ultimately live in a quiet place, good Wi-Fi, good water, good electricity, probably something out of the box, Montana. Just Montana. Open field, make my own water thing, make my own electricity. I can make my own Wi-Fi anyway. That's all I need, really. I love the city. Ladies and gentlemen, I love the sounds of cars and everything else. But ultimately, I'm getting older, and I just can't live the life of the city because the city never sleeps, but I do. And I need to, like, separate myself from that. If not that, yes.
You're ready for your Clint Eastwood moment.
Yeah. And not Gran Torino. I'm not going to be a racist bastard. The other thing, that one. Thank you, Kay. Keep those questions coming. And follow anyone else watching. Got any questions? Please tell me down below. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Keep them up. Yeah. Let's go ahead and go to the next question, which we kind of covered earlier, but I'm going to touch on it again. Okay. Have you ever faced any criticism or negativity on your channel, and how did you deal with it?
Okay. Now, this is more layered because I just did a general sense the first time. The layered answer is that when I started my channel, and like I said, I got hate from Florida. I got scared, had a panic attack. That was that was like not a mental breakdown, but it was a panic attack for me. Then to be vague about this, meeting an entity around me and thinking that entity was good, but then turning out that the entity was double-sided, got me in a lot of trouble and got me hate bombed on my channel for about a month and a half. Now, obviously, I told myself I would never ban anybody. I would never be that dude. I would never like try to block anybody. But after getting a therapist and a life coach, and everyone's like, dude, just block them. Just block them. Just like, that's the easiest thing. I blocked them. So ever since then, the only hate that I've been dealing with, and again, I've gotten used to it now, is the hate for remixes. When people, like someone called me a fentanyl addict at one point, and someone said I didn't shower. which is like kind of ironic because I just got out the shower. So it's funny. But yeah, I got a lot of bad things. Like someone the worst comment I got that actually like got me a little shivered. Someone said to me in a comment, "Why do you need to say anything? All you do in your life is look for clout." And I sat down. I said, "Am I looking for clout when I do remixes? Because I don't really think so." And I sat down with my girlfriend. I talked to you and a couple other people, and I came to the conclusion. I'm like, nah, I just don't care. Like I realized that, and this is a little secret for you two, ladies and gentlemen. And it's sad to say this. Unless you're pretty, have great video equipment, or have a great video editor or thumbnails to make it look astounding, it's going to be really hard for you to get numbers. Now, people like you and Kane and everyone else like my lives, right? The reality is that not that many people watch it. Not that many people at all. Yet you notice that my number is going up. It has never gone down. It just keeps going up. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Shorts. That's it. That's my secret right now. That's how my channel is growing. Shorts. No one's watching my lives. No one's watching my videos. I'm just getting shorts. And that's okay. And I've accepted that. You know why? Because when I get to 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, and I still keep doing lives, people are going to come to my lives and be like, huh, he not only does shorts, he does lives about the news. He hangs out with Joe. He does this and this and that. Let's see what else. And then that grows.
Yeah, you're multi-layered like an onion.
Yeah. A big YouTuber told me that when he started, he was talking about electronics and everything else, but he made shorts about comedy stuff on the side just as a hobby. He got to 1 million subscribers in less than a month. But no one watched his electronic stuff, and he stopped for a while. But then he came back because he realized that once he stopped doing shorts, the number never stopped. But he knew that people were going to come in and see what else that he does. And the number that he does actually slowly goes up. And he's happy with that. He said that to me in a chat. He said that to me in a chat. Go on, Joe.
What's up?
No, sorry. He said to me in a chat, like, I'm happy getting money from shorts. And I'm happy that my passion became my hobby and my hobby became my passion. But I know that I accept that. That's my channel. I accept that. My hobby has become the passion, and my passion has become the hobby by everyone's eyes. Not to me, but by everyone else. That's how I deal with it. I have to accept it and know that if everyone's watching who has a YouTube channel like you, Joe, sometimes you're going to go up. Sometimes you think you did the best show ever, and then you only get 5 views. Sometimes you did the worst stuff ever, and then you get 1,000 views on a thing. It's weird. It's weird. YouTube is weird. YouTube is like a woman at a bar that's slipping in roofies for herself.
TikTok same way.
Yeah.
That's another bear that's like, it's like I have a video on TikTok. I almost have 4,000 followers on TikTok.
Nice.
And once I hit 1,000, that was it. I didn't have to do anything anymore. I just grew naturally.
Yeah, it does naturally for me. It goes slowly, but it still does for me. I think I'm at 1,021. I started doing lives, but I got bored of it.
Yeah, and then I had one video that hit 11K. It was my tea unboxing, and it hit 11,000. But most of my other ones are like 300 to 500. Some of them are in the thousands, but it's like it's weird. It's very weird.
It is weird, and I just like I said, right now the slowest McDonald's in the world.
Oh God.
1,385. Just because.
1,385
views, and then someone left a comment saying that standing in line with the oldest headset in the world, which is not that old, ladies and gentlemen. It was like 3 years old. Okay, God, guys, everyone like, oh, whatever. Yeah, I have the oldest headset in the world. It still works though. Yeah, that's what happens. Like, I get hate, and I probably won't even get any subscribers from this. Probably won't. It's okay though, because no, it's okay. You know why? Because as long as the views goes up, YouTube starts noticing me. This guy's like, let's put him out there more because he's getting. I'm almost at 500,000 views. I'm almost at 500,000 views. I didn't think I can ever do that. 500,000 views, ladies and gentlemen. Shout out to Onyx Blade. He has like 2 million. But and
Okay,
he finally
you'll
got
get
to
there.
1,000.
You're gonna get there.
No, I know. And he finally got to 1,000. He was busting his ass. But any more questions? Keep it coming, ladies and gentlemen. Come on.
Oh, we got more. We got more. All right. What are your future goals and aspirations for your YouTube channel? Is there anything specific you hope to achieve to explore in the future?
Yeah, I actually talked about this with a friend of mine. Shout out to Molly. I wanted my news channel, my news live to actually be like the news. Like I'm a newscaster, and then music news will come in, and then astrology, and not really sports because the only thing I talk about is cockfighting and basketball and women's volleyball. But if I talk about women's volleyball, that sounds creepy to a 42-year-old man, 41, sorry. So I'm like, no, thank you. But it would be mostly music, news, and astrology. And then it wouldn't be just me. I would have either Cardala, someone else. I would have either Laren or someone else. And I wanted to be the official news of Puerto Rico.
What's wrong with talking about women's volleyball?
I'm 41 years old, dude. And I don't even like volleyball. So therefore,
what's wrong
I'm
with that?
good.
You don't have to like volleyball.
I don't like volleyball either, dude. I don't even like tennis.
You don't have to like volleyball. You don't have to like tennis. Just to talk about it, you don't have to like it.
Over here, that's the main sport over here. Like it's volleyball, basketball, baseball, and ping pong. Like ping pong's aggressive here. Like they fight motherfuckers for ping pong.
Damn Forrest Gump motherfuckers over there, huh?
Here in Puerto Rico, you got the like any sport we can. If we can get to any sport into the Olympics, we do any sport to get to the Olympics, bro. Anything.
New York used to have handball in the Olympics.
We would do that too. We don't play handball over here. Just whatever. But continuing, go on, Joe.
Sorry, my age is showing up.
It's okay. It's okay.
Can you share any behind the scenes insights into your filming, editing, and content creation process? Are there any tips or tricks you've learned along the way that could help others?
All right. These are tips and tricks you need to do. You don't need, and I say this right now, you don't need a high sophisticated iPhone 17 cameras on the back thing. No. This right now is a Samsung A70, right? My mom gave this to me, right? It's pretty good. Does some good stuff like that, right? When I started my channel 2 years ago, I used this phone. This is a Samsung Galaxy A01. You can get this shit in Walmart, right? This is how I started my channel. With this, and a simple mic that you buy at a Chinese shop that connects to your lapel. That's it. You do not have to have a big computer, big camera, big microphone. You just need to find a good camera, good setting, good lighting, good sound, and a motivation, right? Boom. If you have an Android, U-Cut. YOUCUT. It's cheap. It's free. It keeps updating itself every 3 to 4 weeks. So you always get something new. I've used that for 2 years straight.
I'll read this question.
Go on.
From Mr. Kane the Destroyer. How do you feel about Logan Paul living in Puerto Rico?
Oh, you want to go to that question? Oh, give me a second. I got it right here. That crappy ass batteries. Kane, I love you so damn much. All right.
He beat me to it. He beat me to the punch.
I know. We're gonna talk about that right now. You know what? I'm gonna get a little close right here for this thing. Give me a second. No. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't give a fuck about Logan Paul. Why? Because let me fix myself. It looks like I'm slumping. I don't give a fuck about Logan Paul. He did a gun prank a few months ago and scared 14-year-old kids here in Puerto Rico. The kids thought that he deleted himself. I am mad that he took a part of Dorado, even though it's Dorado, and made it a private part for himself. I did get a little mad when after the earthquake, he did little publicity stunts in the South and then showing little here, old person, have some of this. Here, Mind you, what a surprise that when I found out he lost all his money in crypto here in Puerto Rico, I smiled. As a wrestler, wow. If you make him a little more dark skin, he's Dante Martin. Wow, what a surprise there. But all I can say about Logan Paul, in the simplest of ways, being respectful, but not really being respectful, Logan Paul is a cancer to the society of man. Let me rephrase that. Logan Paul is a cancer to the society of humanity. And all we do is feed the cancer with more poison. That's all I got to say about that.
Hey, shout out to Zanisha Jones. Thank you for the comment. Well, I mean, I get that, but he is taller than Dante Martin.
And Dante Martin do the same damn thing. Like I said, in a personal aspect, I don't like him because he's a piece of shit. He's always been I mean, you go to the deletion forest in Japan and make content about that. That's fucking wrong. Like right off the bat, you're wrong there. Like there, okay. And then doing that to some the part that you could do a prank to some kids here, whatever. But I know for a fact that kids here in Puerto Rico most likely hear gunshots or see a murder before they even hit 16. Okay? So yeah, you just scared 14-year-old kids to see something that they should never see. And you just made that for content. For you. Because he didn't give the money to the kids. He didn't say, hey, I'm sorry, here's some money. And like, no, that's what I mean. When you keep feeding poison to fucking cancer, it just gets bigger. Sure, He's a good wrestler. Sure, he can jump around. But we have seen good wrestlers, Joe, and you know for a fact for the last 20 fucking years. It doesn't matter.
Hey, I was the one that said Ricochet should have beat him. I'm sorry.
He's never going to beat him because he's a dumbass who can't talk. That's the point of it all.
Ricochet?
Yes, he can't talk for shit.
He cut decent promos against Logan Paul.
Wow. And remember when he was Prince Puma in 2014? And then it took him 10 years to get to a good promo to Logan Paul. Like
it's like cutting a good promo against The Rock.
That's why all these celebrity, like, remember the guy from Arrow? Why can't we get Stephen Amell? He's cool. He can do the same shit Logan Paul can.
I'd like to see it.
I like to see it too, but we have to see Logan Paul until the scandal that breaks him, and then we disavow from him from WWE. It's
or his contract runs out.
Yeah, he still got that shit with Crypto Zoo. Still got that shit going on. But since crypto's not really like in the sense a real currency, but it is a real currency. Shout out to Midnight Vibes. Check that episode out. He's getting away with it. Again, he has his own private island. By law, by Puerto Rican law, the whole island, 360 of it, should be accessible to go. Every beach, by law, should be accessible to go. But since they live in Dorado, you can privatize it and say that it's still passable, but you have to go through some sharp, jagged rocks and almost die to get to where he lives.
What the fuck?
You didn't know about that? Oh, yeah. No one knows about that shit because no one's going to talk about that shit. The fact of the matter, on top of that, he rides his Jeep up and down the beach, right? If the beach was safe, fine. The thing that no one knows about is that leatherback turtles leave their young around the whole island. So automatically, if we find a nest, by law, we're supposed to protect it and make sure that they get out into the water safely. But if you're running around in a fucking Jeep or in a fucking golf cart, going back it up, you just killed a fucking whole bunch of leatherback babies. And I'm supposed to be cool with Logan Paul?
It calls extinction.
Yeah, but again, feeding poison to cancer grows and grows. You got me.
It's all about money. It's all about money. Politics and money, Alex. You know how that works.
That's what I said. If I was rich, I wouldn't have me a private fucking island. I can just go to any beach in the world, any beach in Puerto Rico, because you're supposed to do it for free. Right now, there's so many protests from all these rich people who are connected to Logan Paul, privatizing those beaches, and people like me who are just pissed off, literally go over there with a metal cutter, cut the fence, they go to jail, They make a GoFundMe, get out, next day, cut it again, cut it again, cut it again. Because they know by law, you're not supposed to prioritize the fucking beach.
Nope.
But here, if you're rich, or Logan self-deletion in Japan Paul, you can do that. But yes, let's all cheer for him in wrestling. After you, Joe. Kane, you know, piss me off. I love you, Kane.
What? All right, I'm going to ask you. All right, that was a good start to the good questions. What is the worst thing you have ever done?
Like, in what way? You better be more specific. I am not going to jail.
Disclaimer.
The worst thing I've ever done. The worst thing I've ever done. I'll say this because my baby mama has known this.
You've been in the military too, so I mean, I'm sure you've done shit there too.
Oh no, the worst thing ever done to me. Like the worst thing I've ever done is like defend a woman, and okay. Let me finish that sentence. The worst thing I've ever done is defend a woman, thinking that she was my friend, and at the end she betrayed me because she was more scared of getting beat up than saying the truth. Which I understand now, after 20 years later, the fear is real, and I understand that shit. But at the moment, I defended her, and I let my rage out, and that's the worst thing I've ever done. Is ever let my rage out. I hate that. I hate. I'll get to that question in a second, Kane. I hate letting out my anger because I don't go blind rage. I go Lex Luthor rage. And if anyone doesn't know what Lex Luthor rage is more methodical and cynical and verbal. And I do get angry and I punch stuff, but I can surgically bring you down to your knees if I get angry. And I hate that about myself. And I try never to do that. I have broken down people in tears. I have seen people go insane. And I will stand there eating an ice cream cone like it's just a Tuesday. That's how crazy I've been. Yeah. So, yeah. That's what, like, but I think the worst thing I've ever done, like the worst thing I've ever done is go to a cemetery at night here in Puerto Rico and drink. Yeah.
Really?
No. Yeah. Like, you don't go to cemeteries here. It's very sacrilegious here. I don't really believe in religion, and I know for a fact you never go inside a cemetery. One, because they think you're stealing.
I've done some really bad things then.
Yeah. Like, over here, no. Over here, one of my friends, rest in peace, jumped over and like hanged out and drank, but then he got so freaked out because he thought someone was there. And then you found out the next day someone was actually there, but doing like disgusting things. So he was right to leave and run away. So that's like that spread. And ever since that, and then I found out like disgusting things in the sense of like having sex in the cemetery. That's what they were doing. Like two guys were having sex in the cemetery. It's not disgusting, but at the time of 1994, it was disgusting. Whatever. But that's what happens. That's the most like that. No, well, wait a minute. Oh, I know. The most disgusting thing I've ever done is go to a girl to the beach, have relations, not my girlfriend, come back, leave her in the corner, and then go with my girlfriend to the party upstairs, while the woman that I just had relations with is downstairs. And then the next day, do it again. But with the girl I was dating was like really, really drunk, and she wanted to give it up, and I said no, and everyone thought I was a gentleman. I'm like, no, dude, I just had sex. I'm not gonna do 2 for 2. I'm good. I'm only 14 and I'm drunk and I'm not stupid. Shout out to the 4 people watching. But yeah, back to you, Joe.
All right. Kane, you got to be more specific with your question. What merch are we talking about?
I know what he means. When are we gonna get merch? I guess in about a year. And I need specifically either a year or until I get 10 Patreons. When I get 10 Patreons, then that will, and I have to be honest here, sustainably get me sustainable and pay my light and water. And because I'm a poor ass man. And then after that, yeah, I'll get my merch. I have a lot of ideas. I have a lot of, like, you know this for a fact, Joe. I have a lot of thumbnails that I've made. A lot of shit that I still have for years.
You got to make a shirt with the rooster on it with the key.
No, I thought about it. I told my girlfriend that it would be like a neon. It would be a cutout of a rooster, and it would be neon outline, and then it would like have parts of Puerto Rico that I've been like Luquillo, Bayamon, like Cabo Rojo, Ponce, and like those parts would have like different like little emojis on it. Like Bayamon would have guns, Luquillo would have the sun, Ponce would just have, and Mayagüez would have like corners. I don't hate Ponce, ladies and gentlemen. Ponce sucks. Para mí. Don't come at me. Don't come at Joe. Don't come at Joe. All right. Para mí. But okay, Ponce's flat. Ponce's flat as hell. There's nothing to do there, but just look at mountains. Great green though.
It's PA.
Yeah, spectacular green though. It looks like the flat part of Montana. That's why I kind of think I want to go to Montana because it's flat. But continue. But yeah, that's my answer. Merch in a year until I get 10 patrons. I got two so far.
I'm working on merch as we speak, so I'm it's in the works for me right now, and it's in the works for the Destroyers of Smoke as well.
Yeah, of course. And also, addendum to that question, I want to get my own website, like you did too, which is smart for you. Once I get my own website, then I can dump my reaction videos there without the fear of getting copyright or having to pay Vimeo. Fuck you, Vimeo. I ain't paying your ass. Kiss my ass.
Cheap. It's only a couple dollars for a year.
That's what they say. That I'm
like
poor.
$12, $10 or $12 for a year.
Yeah, but then like I said, I'll figure it out. Sorry, there's no one here about my cat.
Your cat?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Continue.
How long have you had your cat?
That's not my cat technically, but it's my girlfriend's cat. I've had that cat for since November. So yeah, 9 months. He's an asshole, but now he's nice to me. You know,
good
it's
deal.
My second cat. Yeah.
We Kane saying he's working on merch as well, which is good.
Kane.
Yeah, I got a friend of mine who has all the Cricut with all the presses and all that stuff. So I just got to buy the paper and stuff and material, and she's going to make the shirts for me and the mugs and all their other stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't even do it over here because, like, as much as people think I'm famous, I'm not really famous over here, bro. I still walk around town, people don't recognize my ass, and I'm happy. I'm happy for that. I never want to be famous to the point that I can't walk outside to go just to the store to buy some cigarettes.
Are you still gonna run for mayor?
Yeah, and then I'm gonna be the one type of mayor that just walks. I'm not gonna need an armed forces. I'll just give me my own shit. I walk to my own damn place, and I walk like, nah, man. Like, it makes my wife. I think 2 Chainz said this. I walk around alone. It makes my wife nervous, but it makes me more assertive. Because that's the way it is, man. That's the way it is. You can't be just like, oh, I need 3 armed guards next to me to shake my hands. Fuck off. Like, if you ain't got nothing wrong with you, you're fine. You know, you're wasting company money. So that's what I'm going to do. I told my girlfriend that. I'm going to walk to the store. I'm going to be the mayor that talks to people. That just walks around and like, hey, how are you today? Are you like, what's wrong with your house? Oh, this happened. All right, give me a second. Tomorrow I'll hook you up and I'll go to your house and we'll see if we can fix it. That's it. That's it, man. Go to old people's homes in the forest and say, hey, you've been here by yourself for hours. What do you need? What really do you need?
So what I have a question for you. Where do you see yourself and your channel going in 2024?
I see my channel going in the way of more exclusive content in Patreon, like more, I guess, more philosophical stuff and more news. Like not news, like more philosophical stuff. I see my channel growing in 2024. That by 2024 I will have 2,000 subscribers right off the bat. That's my goal. 2024 is 2,000. 2025 is 5,000. 2026 is 10,000. Boom. That's my goals right there. So by 2024, I want to have more involvement with people like you and Kane. I want to have, we've discussed this. I want to have a hub for everybody. I want Alex Coquito and Rican Reactions in your place, Joe BNCO. Make sure to subscribe, everybody. The place to go for help. Just because. That's the key point here, ladies and gentlemen. Just because. Again, not asking for any money. I'm not asking for anything. I'm asking to help you. That's it. All three of us, Kane, Joe, and I, all came up together and said, let's make a channel. Let's do something. Let's really make this professional. And every week, we get better and better and better. Except for fucking Dennis's camera. Get a better camera, Dennis.
That's because he has Metro piece of shit.
I'm not shouting. Hey, Metro.
Oh, I'm shouting out. I'm shouting my channel. I'm shouting out Metro piece of shit. Get a Samsung, goddammit. Get off that LG crap that you're on, or Motorola, or whatever the fuck it is.
May I suggest go to Walmart, buy a Galaxy A01. I bought this in 2019 for $70.
Hold on.
That means in Walmart, you can buy this for $40. $40. Dennis, you are a valued member. $40.
You know, I got big hands, bro. Look at this thing.
Yeah.
I got this Boost Mobile. I got it for $39.99.
Yeah.
It's a Samsung. It's a 5G phone. Its camera quality is beautiful. It works well.
Yes.
And you can get cases for $10. I got this case on it for $10. So for $50 for a case and a brand new phone, and $25 a month for unlimited service.
Exactly. So why can't we do that, ladies and gentlemen? Why the fuck can't we do that? That's all I'm saying. Dennis, I want you to grow. I want you to grow as a person, but I don't like the smoky eye look that you get all the damn time from the fucking camera. That's all I'm gonna say. And and let's be very clear. I am not shitting on Joe. And he knows I say this out of love. I never shit on Joe. I'm Dennis. I never shit on Dennis. I never shit on Kane. I never shit on Joe. I say this out of love. Everything. Every single sentence, every single word, and everyone knows that. That's why we have respect for each other. Because
he knows that. He knows I joke around with him all the time about his phone and his camera.
Yeah, I'm not saying it though. So no. But I will say this though.
He's doing too much.
I'm not saying that.
He's smoking too much of the greenery.
Then what the fuck? You need to open up a fucking fan in a window because all I see is the fucking smoke. That's all I see. He's never smoking. What the fuck are you doing? Is incense in that shit? Damn. But
he must be doing like I used to do when I was younger, man. I used to put trash bags on the windows and blankets on the doors when we used to smoke it up.
Exactly. But all I can say, final question, Joe. We're already past the hour.
Yeah, I know we are. All right. Well, let's make this a good one. Let me think. I've kind of run out of my questions, but I'm going to ask you. I'm going to come up with one on the fly that's going to put you in the position.
Yeah.
Do you see yourself getting married again?
Yes. First off, I didn't get married again. First off, I didn't get good. I got baby mama married. That's a whole different type of married. All right. I was with somebody for 7 years. And
legally you're married.
It was like a marriage. Even to this day, we still talk. Good person of mine. I see myself getting married as long. Actually, yeah. If you don't believe in love, then what are you doing? Honestly, I do. I think about 2 years. If everything goes well with my girlfriend and we open up more as a couple and like really be more communicative, that's the point of it. Then I see myself in 2 years getting married to Cardala, and I've openly said it to her. She all blushes every single time. Like, no, I openly want to be with you because, you know, I like you and I love you and you're super cool. And I'm not gonna blush on her. This is not 5 minutes talking shit. But yeah, I see myself getting married, and I don't really see myself having another kid. I don't know, maybe adoption, because I do like. There's a lot of kids that never get adopted. And it's sad. But yeah,
Okay. Cardell seems like a really, really nice person when I've talked to her and seen her and stuff. So I don't disagree with you. I see that as being a good choice. But
yeah, because she's still
I
young.
have
She's still
had bad
learning.
experiences with marriage. So me personally, I'm happy with just being with someone because a piece of paper is not going to change the way two people feel about each other.
No, of course. And to be fair, we're in a polyamorous relationship right now. So in the sense that even if we do get married, she might want somebody else and I might want somebody else and whatever. And this is not a Adam 22 situation where I watch my wife get railed. I'm not doing that shit. The point I'm saying is that it's 2023, guys. We don't have to be tied down with paper and metal. We could just be like, I love you and I love you too. And maybe when you go into California, you might love somebody else. All right, fine. That's fine. You come back to me, right? Yeah. Yay. That's how it is. It's life.
Freedom.
Yes. Okay, that's fine with me. That's
I understand that. I get that.
Can I? Let's say our final thoughts because I just actually, I want to thank you, Joe, for letting me open up more about this because I haven't really talked about my life in a long time, not like for a year, and it really opened up the show that I've grown, honestly. And for people that don't know, I've known Joe for about a year and a half now. About a year and a half. Probably about 2 years. And he's grown as a person too.
Like 3.
Almost 3, yeah. And he's grown as a person too. And that's why not many people know this. I did all this shit. Why? Because I believe in him. I don't get paid for this. I don't get recognition for this. I want him to know that it's for him. Yeah. That's it. The point of us pooling our money together and making this work is that all of us grow, not just me. I can take care of my damn self by myself, doing that for years. But with the help of Joe and Kane, they've shown me that I can trust people and not get burned or not be in a podcast and then change it into something else and freaking think it's okay to talk.
Continue.
Shout out #FTM. But I will say, I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for Kane. I'm thankful for everyone that's known me. I'm thankful for everyone that rocks with me. I'm thankful for everyone that believes in me. I want to be a mayor of my town in 2032. Why? Because you and I both know that if we don't do anything, nothing happens.
Exactly.
So I'd rather do something and said that I at least tried.
And that goes for everybody. If you don't do anything if you have problems with something and you don't like the way something is, change it. Exactly. Do something about it. Because if you do, by saying nothing and doing nothing, you are nothing but contributing to the problem.
Mm-hmm. So, final thoughts for your first episode, Joe.
Final thoughts. It was a good first episode. I think we covered a lot of ground and we learned a lot of new things about Alex Coquito and about your channel as well. And it was been a pleasure and an honor,
of course,
to interview you as the first guest on the Smoke Lounge.
Of course. And ladies and gentlemen, episode 2 will be Kane the Destroyer. We're gonna know about his life. We're gonna know about his life. We're gonna know about his. I didn't talk about wrestling. We can talk about wrestling in another episode. We're gonna know about his life, his love, his hands, and his drinking alcohol.
And the questions, folks. This was just the testing the waters. Mm-hmm. The questions as the episodes go on are just gonna get worse.
Yes. That's the point of the Smoke Lounge. This is the test. Episode 2, we go harder. Episode 3 and 4, 5, 6. The episode that I want to moderate is the guy that we both were not going to say his name, but it will never happen because it will never will. But the person that I do want to, the person that I do want you to interview is someone, I can say it because he's a cool person. Shout out to Cyber Yeti. That's all I'm going to say. shout out to Cyber Yeti. He's doing a podcast. Let him grow. Help him
Yes.
out. Please help him out. Okay, please. He's just starting up a new podcast by himself with another guy, and he wants to put it out there. Shout out to Milano Bob. I'm sorry. Shout out to BMAC with his podcast too. Shout out to everyone that we know that are seen or as deemed as outsiders, but we love you. Why? Because the PWF is Switzerland, bitch. Back to you, Joe. I'm out of here.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. This was the first episode of the Smoke Lounge, and that was Alice Coquito, the Invisible Man, as he is invisible again. And I just want to thank everybody for stopping by. Thanking everybody for the comments, the questions, and the likes, and the love. And let's keep this going, and let's get growing. Let's everybody grow. Let's all grow. Let's make this something special. And let's get the questions out there, and let's let the chaos ensue. But until then, until next time, Joe BNCO out.